Alright guys, so I actually have some really awesome news to share with all of you, because over the recent patch which Tycoon has released over the weekend, we have also received a lot, and I mean like quite a lot of balance changes to the helicopters, so let's go ahead and check them out. Firstly, Tycoon has increased the flare counts of two important vehicles, those being the Eurocopter Tiger, which previously used to have one flare, which was really annoying because it basically made the vehicle useless. Now it actually has the ability to use two, and along with this, another vehicle that has also received the exact same treatment is going to be the A129 Mangusta, which went from one flare to two, so the Mangusta isn't useless anymore either. Now the next thing we're going to be moving into is going to be helicopters and their autocannons, because there has been 4 helicopters which have actually received a buff to those autocannons. That being the Super Hind, the Mi-28 Havoc, we had the normal Apache along with the Longbow. I'll just count them as the same vehicle, and along with this we also had the Z10. Let's go ahead and check out what was actually changed. So the second I actually jump into one of these vehicles, the immediate thing which I can notice is that the cannon fire rate has been heavily buffed, which as you guys can see, these vehicles used to shoot a lot slower. Now all of them have much higher fire rates. So let's actually jump into one of these vehicles and see how they fare against others, and right here as an example, the Mi-28 has by far the best fire rate out of all of them, and it's able to shred both planes and helicopters extremely fast. The same results can kinda be seen against ground vehicles as well. However, where this vehicle does start to have some issues is going to be against the tanks primarily. It's not going to be able to destroy ABX, however it's still going to be able to leave it at some pretty dang low health, to be honest with you. And now you might be wondering, what will be the key differences between all of these helicopters with the same gun? Well, there are some. The Super Hind actually specializes in slightly higher damage and pretty much the same fire rate as the Mi-28, however in return, its bullet count is much lower, so it is used for a very high burst damage and being able to do something in a quick succession. However, it is not as reliable as the Mi-28 if you are to miss. However, for some other vehicles like the Z10 and the Apache, they have a lower fire rate than the Super Hind and the Mi-28, dealing a slightly similar damage to the Mi-28. However, they're not going to be able to do as much overall damage. So essentially, the Mi-28 is going to be the best of both worlds. It's going to be having a high damage and high fire rate. It's going to be the versatile jack of all trades helicopter when it comes to autocannon. However, the Super Hind is going to be the quick burst damage, and the other autocannons on the Z10 and the Apache are basically just the average, most weaker ones which are able to do reliable damage, and that's about it. It's not going to be too high. And now the last change which was made is that they added sentry mode to all of the vehicles which basically have some type of AI weaponry. As you guys can see right here, I can enable it or disable it. So let's say if it is enabled and I exit the vehicle, the AI turrets on this vehicle would also be aiming at the target, which I think is extremely cool, because now you could actually use vehicles which are more powerful than something like the HEMTT, I don't even know what its name is, and you can do some much higher damage overall just because this vehicle has better autocannons themselves, if that makes sense. But anyways, for the time being, those were all the balance changes which were added in this brand new patch/bugfix update. So yeah, do let me know in the comment section down below what else you are able to find, and I'll see you all in the next video. Sorry, I'm a little bit late with this, but unfortunately it took me a while to find out all the changes.